This is me on a good day in my studio. I've embarked on a change of life, a new career. I've become a full-time artist, and what a fantastic journey it is, and what a fantastic journey it's going to be. Through my painting, I'm taking a journey which explores the unreliable nature of memory. A memory which is distorted by dreams and the overlaying of new narratives, new stories. I take my inspiration from my immediate environment, but I also take it from my mental biography, which is well stocked with images, both real, imagined and dreamed. Here you can see an extract from the pages of my first sketchbooks. I began doing these in my 20s. These old images belong to a previous recession and a time when street homeless was becoming commonplace. During this time I was a passionate advocate for the homeless and poorly housed, and I still am today. I spent several years living and working with homeless people. Now, looking back at many of these images, they do seem to emphasise the dark side a little. I was trying to make sense of the huge number of empty buildings and the growing homelessness population at the time, and really all the troubles that went with that. I have strong memories of the resilience and creativity of the human beings that I met facing that kind of adversity. There were a lot of positive aspects to that time, and it's important, I think, to focus on that too. Trees and forests are a natural subject for artwork, from the value in sustaining life to the beauty with which they furnish the landscape. Woodlands house a wealth of life, as they no doubt house human beings, and get lost for hours in the woods observing, sketching, photographing and just walking. It's hardly surprising that we anthropomorphise trees. From Lord of the Rings to less fashionable tales from Enid Blyton, magical moving trees can populate a child's imagination. In abstract form, the trees can represent a whole gamut of emotions. As someone who's still exploring the huge range of possibilities for expression that painting has to offer, there's an amazing scope for working with the image of trees and woods and that aspect of nature and all the things that belong in those forests and woods which express all aspects of the human psyche. This is one of my more abstract images, although it still has a reference to the natural world, which recurs again and again. Its theme is life and death, regeneration. It's probably the most popular theme in the whole of art. Dark ends and new beginnings. It's an obsession as old as humanity. And it was a very popular part of the shamanic rituals, which seem to be in practice in one form or another throughout the globe, and which are seen as one of the parts of the birth of art and the developments of civilization. When I decided that I wanted to start afresh, I thought about the idea of biography, but using images rather than words. Now, this had me thinking about my own beginnings. Birth is, in reality, a dark and painful beginning, and I understand my mother suffered in labour for about 36 hours. But I also wanted to convey a sense of joy and hope that is a feature of any new beginning. The image is a metaphor rather than a representation. Not everyone has given birth, but everyone has been born. So these are some of the images that I explored. You can see that the child was holding a flower, holding it out perhaps as a gift. Flowers are a great starting point for abstract representation. They're an aspect of sexual reproduction, and they're also used as a popular metaphor for all things female. This is a part of what I call my Blackpool series. It's very much a work in progress, and when it's finished it's going to comprise at least 6 images which explore a very powerful and very important influence in my imagination. As a child, and to some extent as an adult, I had many dreams in blindingly bright full colour of Blackpool. As a child, it was the absolute epitome of joy and seemed fabulous to me. And when you grow up and you see it again, it is quite different to that. In my dreams, when I have these dreams, I know it's Blackpool, but probably not recognisable as Blackpool in any regular sense. It's certainly nothing like reality. And the images are very much from my dream world. They've got some strange, wacky characters and, as I said, very bright colours. My style owes something to surrealism, and no doubt there's an influence from painters such as Frida Kahlo, which I think you can see in the style of those images. Moving on from my Blackpool dream sequences, I have some more regular, I suppose, images. This volcanic landscape, and then a more realist form of imagery in the form of this Yorkshire landscape before you. This moves on again into other more romantic notions, into the world of the imagination and the more abstract. In this journey, I'm moving out of the darkness and into the light. And my final series of images shows some slightly realist, slightly abstract images, which may remind you of the water and the underworld of the water, but also may make you think of the sky and the sunsets. They're sources for the imagination, hopefully, and in it you can sit and watch and see many things and explore many aspects of your own imagination as you gaze into these images.